Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to Tele Chazzy, the segment on this channel where I review the television series that I watch, I haven't done one of these in a while because I haven't been watching any TV shows, I haven't had a lot of time lately, so I'm going to be reviewing one today that I actually saw a long time ago, and actually at the time of this video being uploaded, there will already have been the third season of this show, it's called You. Okay, no, not you who is watching this video right now, but the TV series You. Okay, it's literally called You, and the first season premiered back in 2018. And it follows Joe Goldberg, who is kind of like a weird, creepy little serial killer in disguise. He's a guy who works at a bookstore, but then he falls in love with a girl named Beck, and he starts to obsessively stalk her, and try to manipulate factors and people around her so they can actually have a relationship, which does work for a while, And if you saw the first season, you know that it doesn't actually work out all the way. And I wanted to get on the hype train, the hype wagon for this series, I should have reviewed it a long time ago, and I could wait for the third season to come out and review it, but I just wanted to get this one done now because it's been a long time coming, and by the time I upload this video, I will have watched the third season, and I'm sure all of you will as well. But it's nice because I'll be able to give some predictions for it, and even though I'm going to upload this video after it happens, that's gonna be okay. But anyway, so the thing is that it is a really cool series. I actually really like it a lot, and like the first season did really well to establish that this guy is a little crazy, because the first few episodes, like right from the get-go, I do believe that the first episode establishes that Joe is a little bit eccentric, he just meets up with this girl who comes to his bookstore, and like very, very quickly he already starts to kind of stalk her, he tries to find out where she lives and stuff, and he actually does, and then after that he starts to kind of infiltrate her life a bit. He actually goes inside her house, I don't remember if her door is unlocked or a window is open or if he actually breaks in. He goes into her computer and looks at all her contacts and messages, he finds out pretty much everything about her, and right off the bat you're like, whoa, I don't want to mess with this guy. This dude is he's a little bit too unhinged for my taste, It's actually really, really weird how it works because he's the main character, so like you're supposed to sympathize with him and want him to succeed, but at the same time he's stalking a girl, against her will, and he does actually get with her. They do start dating, even though she is way out of his league in my opinion, but that's just me coming from a guy who probably has a lot of women who are out of his league. Yeah, okay, I'm getting off topic here. So basically, it is already established right off the bat that they don't really click too much, so he kind of forces it, He tries to kind of infiltrate her life to see what she likes, the kind of things she's into, so he can kind of be into it as well, And it actually gets really creepy really quickly because she is actually dating a guy called Benji, Either they are dating or they have something, there's a fling there, I don't really remember. But it kind of culminates, when Joe actually locks the poor bastard in a glass cage under the bookshelf inside the bookstore, kind of like his little experimentation thing where he puts people in there. He locks that guy in there because he thinks he's not right for Beck, and he slowly starts to torture him, by not giving him food and water, it establishes that this guy's a freaking psychopath, He's a freaking psycho, who kidnaps this guy and puts him in there, and doesn't let him out no matter what happens. And then as the episodes go on, Benji slowly starts to go crazy, and then we find out that Joe is actually a full-blown serial killer because he actually kills the guy by giving him, I do believe it's a cup of coffee or a mochaccino, something a chino that has, I do believe, peanuts or something of the sort, something that Benji is allergic to, and to prove if he was lying or telling the truth, Joe gave it to him, and he actually dies in there in the glass cage, so the reaction is like,
I believe in love at first sight.
No real words?
Only fake ones.
Everything ship. I love that.
It's so easy, so right. This is how our story goes, Beck.
Now, as you can probably imagine, Beck's friends don't really take too kindly to Joe. He gives off a very weird and creepy aura. He has a very a presence that makes them feel uncomfortable because women have a sixth sense when it comes to this thing. They can sometimes, like, it's in the air, man. You give off a scent when you're a no good fellow, So they kind of sense that in Joe. And one of them, I actually forgot her name, but she is like she's Beck's best friend, who's actually also kind of obsessed with her. There's like a lesbian relationship going on there, where she tries to get with Beck, and she really doesn't like Joe at all, you know, and Joe is very determined to remove any and all obstacles from his and Beck's path, you know. He literally tries to get rid of her friends, you know. He tries to kill this girl at one point, you know. She's jogging in a park and he runs up behind her and hits her with a rock, you know, but it doesn't kill her. It actually just incapacitates her, and then she actually slowly she starts to put some pieces together as the episodes go on. And it's actually really weird because, as morbid as this might be to say, Joe is actually very creative in the way that he tries to remove obstacles from their path, you know. Because when he finally does get with Beck, he's really good at covering up his trails, you know, his tracks. So he was able to kill Benji and nobody was able to pin it down to him, you know. It was just given as like the guy disappeared, you know. I think Joe might have forged a note or something that made it look like he just ran away. So he was actually really good at what he did, you know. But like, it's really weird because at the same time that it's creepy how he stalks people and gets rid of certain obstacles, you know, it's actually also very admirable at the same time, you know, because I mean, you kind of understand where this guy is coming from. You know, he has a girlfriend, he cares a lot about her, and he just wants to be with her. But it's really weird because this is like the picturesque, perfect example of an obsessive boyfriend, you know, who's way too jealous for his own good. And he does start to actually stalk Beth and follow her around. At one point, she actually catches him in the act, but he just says, "No, I'm just here, you know, as a coincidence. It's nice bumping into you, you know." So Beck actually never really it takes a long time for her to actually notice anything wrong, you know, the patterns in Joe's behavior, you know, his erratic behavior. And it's really strange because, God, it's all happening right under her nose, you know. They're dating, they have sex, they do a bunch of stuff, and she never really notices, even though there are signs everywhere. And at one point, you know, it consummates with this friend of Beck's trying to get rid of Joe. She actually pulls a gun on him, you know. It's really crazy. She finds out that he's behind everything, but he does actually eventually kill her himself, you know. And it's really, really crazy. He does kill her, I'm pretty sure it happens, and Beck is no worse for wear. She doesn't know. But the way that the first season plays out is that it builds up their relationship to a massive crescendo, because eventually Beck finally catches on to what's going on, you know. And I do believe she threatens to break up with him, but then that's when all hell breaks loose, because Joe knocks her out and puts her in that same glass box that he had put Benji in before, to try to maybe indoctrinate her, you know, to understanding more and sympathizing with him, you know. But at that point, the cat was already out of the bag, man. You know, your girlfriend knows you're a freaking psycho. You locked her in a glass cage, you know. And he did give her food and water. I do believe he was feeding her also books, you know, and material to write something, because she was an aspiring writer, you know. So he thought that maybe trapping her in there would open up her mind a little more to make it so she could write a little better. And dude, the entire season built up to this conclusion here, and it was really crazy because I didn't expect it. You know, I personally didn't expect it, you know, but then again, I wouldn't do this to a girlfriend of mine. So then again, if it actually had results, I mean, you know, okay, I'm freaking joking, obviously. I would never put a girlfriend of mine, you know, in a glass box cage thing, unless she was into that kind of thing. Wait. No. In no context would I ever do this, you know, because it's wrong, you know, it's creepy as hell. And why don't I just insert another clip here real quick?
Love is tricky.
Can we get real for a second? You have questionable taste in friends. A guy needs to protect himself.
She's lucky she has me. Beck rarely knows what's best for her.
It scares me to love someone so completely and not have them love you back.
Anyway, there are a few recurring supporting characters also in the show, you know. There is Paco, who's Joe's young neighbor, who's abused by his dad, who Joe actually later kills as well. Although that's kind of like the one death you actually root for, you know, because the dude was abusing his son, you know. He kills him in front of Paco in a very brutal way. I don't want to get into it, you know. He instructs Paco with some instructions to do this and that. But anyway, we also have a very interesting figure in the form of Joe's ex-girlfriend Candace, who was also a former victim of his, who he tried to get rid of himself, and she follows him, you know. She actually finds him in New York, and that's how the season ends. But then in the second season, he's actually moved to Los Angeles, you know, to try to escape his past life and start again. But this is Joe Goldberg we're talking about, so he can't really escape for too long, you know. He does actually fall in love with a girl named Love Quinn, you know. Her name is actually Love, and there is a nice little relationship there, but it doesn't take too long for him to revert to his old ways, you know. He gets into some trouble here and there. He even loses a finger at some point, you know, trying to pretend to be someone else. But there is a nice little relationship here, but Candace has already infiltrated his life, you know. Love has a brother. Let me see if I can find his name here in my little cheat sheet. blah 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 blah. Here we go. James, no, that's the actor's name. 40 Quinn is Love's brother, you know, who's a little trouble because of something that happened in the past, you know. Joe starts to work at the same little where the hell do they work again? They work at a stupid they work at like a supermarket or something. I don't know, man. They work at a place. It's like a little market, you know, supermarket where Love is a chef who makes a lot of really nice desserts and stuff, and like her brother 40 is just like the general manager or something. So Joe goes there, you know, and he befriends him. He gets a job there, you know, and he and Love start to fall for each other, and slowly things start to unravel because Candace gets back into his life and starts to infiltrate it in a very delicate way. Delicate is a mode of saying, you know, because actually she starts to hit on 40, you know. They have a little relationship because she's trying to get back at Joe, and every step of the way, like Candace tries to provoke Joe in some way, you know, and actually there is kind of like a moment there where they're trying to understand each other, you know, but Candace is a little too traumatized. She's out for revenge, you know, and it's really nice how the season plays on this, you know, because it's essentially talking about like Candace's quest for revenge while Joe tries to kind of get past it and start anew, while at the same time going back to his old ways. He does go back to stalking, you know, and obsessive following and stuff, and trying to get rid of certain obstacles here and there, you know. He does resort to hurting people here and there, but funny enough, he doesn't try to hurt Candace as far as I remember. But the thing with the whole entire season builds up, you know, he and Love are going at it, you know, they have a really good relationship, they both like food and stuff, you know, and the series paints Love out to be as the innocent sister of a brother who committed a crime, who killed their nanny a long time ago, and their parents kind of shun her, you know, and they kind of look up more to 40. So you have like the younger sibling. I do believe she's younger. No, wait, nope, I do believe yeah, it's just, okay, it just says twins, so okay, fine, maybe they're both the same age, I don't know, but she is kind of like given as like the sibling who the parents don't really care too much about. They look more up to the brother, you know, so it's a little frustrating for her, you know, but still, I mean, it's interesting the dynamic that they have there. However, the show really pulls the rug out from under you because holy freaking hell, man. You know, a bunch of spoilers, you know, just to let you guys know, especially this one ahead. Love turns out to be just as sick and demented as Joe, because through a series of events, we find out that she also is a psycho and a killer, you know. She was the one who killed the nanny way back when she and her brother were younger, and she threw the blame onto 40, you know, and that's what happened, you know, but actually she was the killer, you know. And not only that, she freaking kills Candace, buddy. She kills Candace, and she puts Joe in his own damn box, you know. There was actually Joe rented out a place where there was a landlord, you know, with a younger sister who was also put inside the box, you know, and Candace goes inside and kills the damn lady, you know. I do believe her name was Delilah. She kills her in the box and then puts Joe in there. Dude, God, oh my God, there was so much blood in that scene, it's freaking crazy. I know, I'm getting queasy.
Will Bettelheim.
Your credit came back sparkling, Will. But I looked you up. You're not on the socials. Thought you might be some kind of freak.
It makes me cry.
I'm told LA is what you make of it.
Float like a feather.
Who you surround yourself with.
Now, when I first saw this happening, I mean, I did not see this twist coming at all. It's one of the greatest twists I've ever seen in any television series ever, you know? I mean, dude, it was insane because, like, I was almost cheering them on because, like, dude, Joe finally found literally the perfect person for him. It's two psychopathic killers getting together. I never thought in my life I'd be rooting for two murderers to, you know, date and fall in love and stuff, you know, but... Still, it was pretty cool. It was cute, you know. I mean, it's like, to me, I think Joe should have embraced that. He should have been like, you know what, I'm gonna marry you. He does eventually do that, but I'm saying, like, immediately he was taken aback. He was a little surprised, you know, and he didn't really like being put inside his own confinement, especially because I think Delilah's body was still in there, and Love kept him there for a while. She was feeding him, you know, and they do eventually sort of reconcile in a very strange way, you know. She does kill Candace so she couldn't pose a threat to them, you know, and then at the very end there, she opens the door and goes inside, and Joe almost slices her throat, but then she says that she's pregnant, you know, and he stops. And that's when the series starts to come to an end, because they embrace this, you know. Obviously she's pregnant with his baby, right? So then they move to a new place, you know. I think it's also still in California. Yeah, it's in a suburban California, and that's when they go there, you know, to try to raise the kid, you know. It seems that all is well, you know. They don't tell anybody about the murders. None of them are caught or convicted, you know, obviously. So they kind of try to they try to make it work. They kind of balance out the craziness inside of each other, you know. So it's really nice. It's really weird. A very strange couple, but a very a strong and violent, scary couple nonetheless. And then that's pretty much how it wraps up, you know. That's how it ends, you know. There's like nothing really, there's not much after that, you know. And there is a nice little cliffhanger, because at the very end of the season we see that like it shows that they have sort of kind of gotten over it, you know. But at the same time it's a little freaky, because, well, Joe starts to develop another he starts to kind of revert back to his old ways at the very end, because apparently he has his eye on the next door neighbor, you know, and that's what it establishes, you know. It's like the same thing from the start of both seasons prior, you know. Him with his obsessive compulsives, him narrating over, you know, how he wants this person to be his and all that, you know. And that's what sets up what we are expecting to be the third season, you know. And holy freaking crap, man, there is a lot of hype. I really want to watch this new season, you know. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really cool. And there's actually a little synopsis right here, you know. In the third season, Joe and Love are married and raising their newborn son, Henry. They have a freaking son, man. Holy crap, the kid was born in the Californian suburb of Madrilinda. And as their relationship dynamic takes a new turn, Joe continues to repeat the cycle of obsession with a burgeoning interest in their next door neighbor, whose name is Natalie. But this time, Love is apparently going to flip the script to ensure that her dream of having the perfect family will not be torn away so easily by Joe's compulsive actions. Oh, Joe, when the hell will you ever learn, buddy?
What are your intentions with my sister?
I'm a weirdo.
Perfect bite?
Perfect.
The hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
What do you want, Candace?
You did it again, didn't you?
So, in my opinion, the series is really well done, you know. The themes of suspense and, you know, dramatic stalking and even a little bit of horror here and there, you know, really sets the mood. There's drama, mystery, and there are a few comedic moments here and there, although I can't really classify it as comedy, you know. But if I could classify You in one category, it would be thriller. It's a very nice dramatic thriller, you know. There have only been 2 seasons so far, but I like them a lot, and I will talk about the third season maybe in a future video. But for now, I would definitely give this series a 10 out of 10, no doubt about that. I know it's a really good series. I really like it a lot, and it just really hits really close to home, you know. Not that I've ever stalked anyone, you know, but like well, putting yourself in a woman's shoes who's being stalked and followed around by a creepy guy, you know, I think it's actually it's really well done. It's a very well woven story, in my opinion, you know, and I just think it deserves a lot more credit than it gets, you know. I think that a lot more people should watch it, you know, and give it a chance, because to me it is the ultimate thriller series, you know. And I'm really excited for the third season. I really want to watch it, you know. I think it's going to be really cool, and well, you know, depending on what happens, I might even do another video later, you know. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. I talk about the series that I watch without considering that there might be more seasons later, you know. And sometimes it's better when I review an entire season like I did here with Breaking Bad, you know, which had been done for many years at that point, you know. But I just want to talk about shows that I watch, you know, in any capacity. So let's just see what happens there, you know. If you guys happen to watch this show, you know, shout out in the comments below telling me what you thought about it, you know. To me, it was awesome. Really great casting, great music, you know. The themes, everything was nice. The storytelling elements, you know, nothing was ever too rushed or too quick. The pacing was amazing, you know. To me, everything was just awesome, you know. All of the plot elements were in place, you know, really cool, and I'm excited for the third season, you know. And so yeah, if you hadn't seen the show yet, you gave yourself a truckload of spoilers, but that's your fault. That's always your fault. I've said this before. Don't watch these videos if you don't want any spoilers. But yeah, if you guys happen to like this review, then go ahead and give the video a like, and also if you can, please subscribe to my channel, because I release videos every single day. And also go ahead and hit the notification bell while at it, because hey, I release videos every single day, and it's good for you guys to stay up to date, okay? Multiple videos per day, baby. That's the Chazzy formula, okay? And that's it. Speaking of Chazzy, this is him signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.
Neither one of you is going to kill your spouse. You're many things, but you are not murderers.
I never thought to wonder what happens after boy gets girl.
We're a team, okay?